Well, time certainly seems to be flying by as we are 4 months down the year 2015. Well, regardless, the news still goes on. A very good evening to you. This is News First Primetime News live on MTV Sports and Shakti TV. I am Shahin Rampati.
And I'm Katrina Chang. But before we get into your stories in detail, let's first take a look at what's making headlines tonight.
17 rallies held island-wide commemorating the pride of labour. President extends invitation to venture beyond to narrow politics. Former JVP leader Somavansa Amarasinghe concludes fast. President presided the annual convention of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited. Channel head of Sirasa TV, Chandana Surya Bandara, adjudged Executive of the Year. Aid collected for the Sri Lanka for Nepal humanitarian program handed over to those affected in Nepal.
Today, the 1st of May, marks the 129th International Labourers' Day or May Day.
Workers gathered in Chicago, USA on the 1st of May 1886, requesting their workship be limited to 8 hours a day, thus making a memorable day in world history. More than 1,000 workers initially engaged in the protest, but as it progressed on its 4th day, the number of protesters grew to over 150,000. The struggle of the workers cost many lives, and when finally right of the workers were granted, including 8-hour shifts, the Haymarket Square was a pool of blood. Since then, all countries saw red flags raised on the 1st of May to commemorate the massacre and remember those who fought for their rights. Sri Lanka celebrated its first May Day or Labour Day in 1927 under the patronage of Labour leader E.A. Gunasinghe. Gunasinghe was once the mayor of Colombo, a parliamentarian and minister in the country, and also was one of the pioneering forces to reduce imperialist influence on the country. His 124th birthday was celebrated today in lieu of May Day at the Gunasinghe Memorial in Petta. The workers' movement gradually rose to the level of celebrating May Day as political parties in 1953. Today marks 80 years since Labour Day was celebrated in Sri Lanka.
The May Day rally of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party-led United People's Freedom Alliance was held at Hyde Park, Colombo.
The United May Day processions commenced from 3 separate locations. The 3 processions, which commenced from the Lipton Circus, Dali Road and Dawson Street, reached Hyde Park. Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga was also present.
ඉතා පැහැදිලිව මා සතු වී ඇති බලතල මම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ
I must very clearly state to you that I use the powers vested in me to safeguard the rights and privileges of the working class. On this day, when we celebrate International Workers' Day, the day of the working class, the day of the common people, I would very clearly say to you, I will absolutely leave no room for anyone to have to speak for the human rights in this country, the fundamental rights of the country, the freedom of this country, and its democracy anywhere in the world. I assure you that I will work towards taking this country, our motherland, forward as a united and strong nation, leaving no room for the international community or any other government interfere with our affairs. It is important that you all who placed your trust in me and elected me as the president to work together in brotherhood. I have no caste or creed. Instead, I would like to extend my hand to all of you in the name of brotherhood, calling you to work together devoid of any division to build this country in a united manner. Only the people can steer me. It also be mentioned that there are instances where false statements are made in the media, certain rival and other institutions. I must very clearly state that no other person but the public can control me. It is with clarity and happiness that I state that it is only the people who can control me. The article that makes me the happiest in the 19th Amendment to the Constitution is the article that states that the President is accountable to Parliament. The previous article did not require the President to be accountable to Parliament. The President had the ability to make decisions by himself. I must clearly state with assurance that when I work in the future, I will work within the limits of my powers as reduced through the 19th Amendment and take decisions through collective discussions by a majority in Parliament and through the ideas and proposals of the general public and the working class. Therefore, we have a bright future.
The May Day rally organised by the UMP commenced today under the theme Green Light for Labour Power.
Leaders and members of the UNP and representatives of a number of trade unions marched to the May Day rally starting from Pradeepa Mawatha in Maligavatta. More joined along the way and the procession made its way to Campbell Park through Sangaraj Roundabout, Maradana Junction, Burella Junction and Baseline Road. The May Day rally then began at Campbell Grounds under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe.
කප්පාදු කිරීමේ හැකියාව එම ක්‍රමය තුල ගැබ්වී තිබුණා. එම එවන් ගැබ්ව තිබුණු ක්‍රමයක් වෙනස් කරමින් එහි ඉන්දියාවේ රාජනායකයවත් කැනඩාවේ රාජනායකයවත් තවත් ඔව් එදා තිබ්බ අවුරුදු ගණනාවක තිබ්බ සමානතාවයවතානාපතිවරු තමන්ගේ ඊට මගකින් කොන එළියෙන් මහා ප්‍රතිභාකාරය එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයයි
உறுப்பினர் அவர்களை එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ මේ මහා මේ රැළියේ උණුසුම් කතාවාරය ආරම්භ කරන්න ආරාධනය වර්තමාන
ඒ ජනතාවගේ මුහුණුවල් තුලින් ඒ තිබ සිනාව තුලින් පෙනුණා.
The Labourers' Day or May Day rally organised by the JVP commenced from the SDS Chasinger grounds in Dehibala. Party members including JVP leader Anru Kumar Disanayaka attended the May Day rally. The rally, which commenced from the SDS Jayasinghe grounds in Dehiwala, proceeded towards BRC grounds in Havelock town through Pamankada Kirulapana.
The May Day rally of the Democratic Party commenced from Ward Place, Colombo 7.
The procession for the rally travelled through Borala Junction, DSN Anayaka Mawata, Cemetery Roundabout, Alvitigala Mawata, Narahimpira Junction and Park Road. Thereafter, the May Day rally of the party was held at the Shalika grounds in Narahinpita. The vehicle of Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, which was the target of a suicide bomb attack, was also on display at the May Day rally. The May Day rally, organised by the MEP or the Mahajana Eksat Peramuna and several other parties, took place in Kirulapana.
The May Day procession commenced opposite the Polhengoda Junction and proceeded towards the Kirulapana Junction, Robert Gunawardena Mawata and High Level Road towards Kirulapana. The Mahajana Eksat Peramuna, the National Freedom Front, the Socialist Freedom Front, the Mahajana Party and several other trade unions were present for the rally.
The 22nd death anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa, who is considered the first commoner to be at the helm of affairs, breaking a tradition of the top leadership being in the hands of the fluent, was marked today. The main commemoration event took place this morning opposite the Premadasa Memorial in Housestorf, Colombo.
Ranasinghe Premadasa, who entered politics as a member of the Ceylon Labour Party, contested at the poll of the Colombo Municipal Council and went on to become the Deputy Mayor of Colombo. He was later elected to Parliament in 1965. The late President, who had held a number of positions as a Minister of Local Government, Prime Minister and was also elected the second Executive President, made a considerable amount of impact in the country's political history as he showed special interest in housing projects for villagers, apparel industry and distributing free uniform material for students. The 22nd commemoration ceremony, which was organised in the vicinity of his statue in Colombo today, was held under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena.
அவர்கள் மலர் மாலை அணிவிப்பதோடு புஷ்பாஞ்சலியும் செலுத்தப்படுகிறது.
His Worship the Mayor of Colombo, A.J.M. Muzamil, will be garlanding the statue now of the paid by the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Maithripala Sirisena, followed by the Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Ranil Wickremesinghe, and members of the family who will pay floral tributes.
ප්‍රශ්න තමන් වෙත එනතෙක් බලා නොසිට
President Ranasinghe Premadasa was a leader who solved the problems without waiting for a problem to seek his attention. His illustrious political career and his experience had spread to the four corners of the country. Mrs. Premadasa had mentioned to me that it is the first time a president was seen present at the commemoration ceremony. I'm really happy to be the first president to ever have attended this event. We had something to learn from his character and his conduct. We need to shape our future through those lessons.
ප්‍රේතුමාගේ චරිතය තුල බොහෝ දේ අපිට ඉගෙන ගත යුතු දේ තිබුණා. අධ්‍යයනය කළ යුතු දේ තිබුණා. ඒ පාඩම් තුලින් අපි අපේ අනාගතය සකස් කරගත යුතුයි.
ජාතිවාදයටත් ත්‍රස්තවාදයටත් දෙකටම
He expressed opposition to terrorism and racism. His efforts to eradicate racism reflected his opposition to such practices. The people in the north erected white flags on the day of his death as he fought terrorism. We have taken measures to stop the struggle. President Maithripala Sirisena took over the position to work hand in hand with the Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities for national unity. We cannot move forward without bringing together the people and protecting human rights. We have instructed the army to return the lands that are not required back to the Tamil people. It is through these endeavours that we are solving the major issues in this country.
I recall the dream of my late father, which was to create an all-party administration. My late father attempted to join hands with the late Madam Bandarunayaka and move towards an all-party administration. However, as a result of various reasons, those attempts did not bear fruit. The all-party government in an all-party era that he dreams of has been created today.
Meanwhile, a group including Provincial Council SM Marika made floral tributes at the monument of late Rana Singha Premadasa at the Valampitiya Junction today.
He was the only leader of the UMP who walked the streets for the working class and achieved victory for the working class and paid for it with his life. As the people who understand gratitude, we have made floral tributes to the late Rana Singha Premadasa who provided shelter to the people in the Kolonava electorate in the Colombo district. We wish to note that we are commencing the journey to win the next election by 20,000 votes. Thereafter, the gathering in Valampitiya commenced their rally.
The vehicle procession carrying the sacred relics to the Sirasa Vesak zone organized by the Capital Maharaja organization together with John Keel's Holdings commenced its journey from the Mattiya Gane Mayuravati Rajama Vihara in Naramala.
The Amisa Puja, which initiates the celebrations of the Sirasa Vesak zone organized by the Capital Maharaja organization together with the John Keel's Holdings commemorating the 3 stages of Lord Buddha's life, will take place at the MTV MBC head office premises located at Braybrook Street, Colombo 2 on the 3rd, 4th and the 5th of this month. The sacred hair relic of Lord Buddha and the relics of the Maharahat Theras was brought from the Yatigala Rajamahavihara on the 29th of last month following religious observances and rituals at the Nelligala International Buddhist Centre. The sacred relic was later brought to the Mayuravati temple last night amidst a homage-paying group of devotees who flocked along the sides of the road.
We would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to Sirasa for this opportunity given to pay homage to the sacred relic.
We consider this opportunity given by Sirasa as a great opportunity.
Over 30,000 devotees have arrived at the temple to pay homage to the sacred relic since yesterday. We would like to thank Sirasa and John Keel's Holdings for this initiative.
John Keel's Sirasa Madhya Jaleta.
Devotees in their numbers were seen gathered when the sacred relic of Lord Buddha and the Maharahat Theras was brought in a procession along Giriyulla, Dambadeniya. A Dhamma book, including a number of gathas and other religious material, were distributed among devotees along the way.
The procession carrying the sacred relics to the Sirasa Vesak zone organized by the Capital Maharaja organization together with John Keel's Holdings reached the Ganepola Purana Rajama Vihara in Aluthepula earlier this evening.
The annual convention of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited was held at Stein Studios in Batmalana under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. Channel head of Sirisa TV, Chandra Surya Bandara, was adjudged the Executive of the Year 2014 to 2015 of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited at the convention.
Many invitees were present for the annual convention of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited, which was presided by the President.
Metamorphose them into reality. We do this because we are the Maharajas.
The Capital Maharaja Organisation is proudly Sri Lankan. Our founders have ingrained in us that the secret to longevity of an organisation is to find a cause greater than ourselves and have the courage to dedicate your life to it. The Capital Maharaja Organisation is proud to welcome each and every one of you to share our pride in belonging to this relevant, visionary and world-class organisation.
We believe that things will settle down by the end of the first half of the current financial year, and the prevailing uncertainty will be replaced with a strong and stable government to take forward the planned development programme led by President Sirisena. The indications are that Sri Lanka is on a path to recalibrate its foreign policy, to align political and economic interests that will create a stronger platform for growth. In fact, the LMD Nielsen Business Confidence Index, which reflects the thinking of the business community, rose to a high of 194 in January and has dropped to 152 in March, which is still higher than it was during the whole of 2014. 64% of those surveyed said that their businesses will improve in the next 12 months, with only 5% saying things will get worse. In our group, we understood very early on that the power that comes with voice is intoxicating. It is not simply about chasing a bottom line, but it's about chasing an ideal. That people are intelligent, they don't need to be told how to decide, but to be shown what to decide from, which is why our motto is, we report, you decide. What is the secret of this success? How do we do it? How do we ride the wave, the peaks and the troughs? How do we stay relevant and on the tips of everyone's tongues for 85 years? Obviously, the answer to this is not plain to see. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. Success is not guaranteed. It is not handed to you. Success has to be earned. What you have here and what this company can give you is opportunity. The country is going forward. The company is going forward. Don't look back.
The chairman's address of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited was delivered by Group Director Srilal Ahangama.
Just imagine what it takes for one person out of a population of 21 million to be elected the president. And that too up against a strong competitor. A tough task. But it was done by someone who is humble and unassuming, who took up the challenge and won. You had the courage to be different. Which incidentally, sir, is the motto of our group. In news, we have not only been forthright and fearless, but also balanced and most of all, sincere in our reporting. Today, we play the role of watchdog, which is frowned upon by a few, but acknowledged and appreciated by many, especially our loyal listeners and viewers who are in the millions locally and internationally. Besides media, we have maintained our emphasis on manufacturing and distribution, which is the foundation on which our group was built. We will take advantage of the forward-thinking policies of the new government and in the coming years invest further in expanding our industrial operations. Thus, we are in a unique position. On the one hand, to report on how the economy is moving through our effective media, and on the other, play a major role in driving the economy through our multifaceted and diverse manufacturing, trading, distribution and export base, setting an example for the rest.
Renowned world performer Soul Mystique mesmerized the audience with their astounding dance and quick change act.
බොහෝ වෙලාවට අපි දකින මාධ්‍ය ශාස්ත්‍රයේ
What we can see is that the MTV MBC network is a media institution that has attracted the people with much value in this free media sector. The MTV MBC network has always taken measures to identify the changes in the mindset and also the mental and physical changes that arise at different ages. That is why you have been able to become the people's media institution. It is no secret that your media institution supported my victory as a presidential election that was held on the 8th of January. At times when I stepped out of the previous government and came to the people as the common candidate, I thought that I will be alone. At a time when new friends and colleagues embraced me, I said with pleasure that you too embraced me and my election campaign. I received strength from the blessings of the people to make a constitutional change in this country. I must specially mention that the strength you provided was also instrumental in that.
වෙනස්කමක් මේ රටේ ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාව තුළ ඇති කරන්නට ජනතාවගේ ආශිර්වාදයෙන් මට ලැබුණු බලයේ ශක්තියට ඔබේ ශක්තියත් විශාල පිටුවහලක් වූ බව මා විශේෂයෙන්ම සඳහන් කරන්නට ඕනේ.
The Executive of the Year of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited was awarded at the convention. 5 executives of the Capital Maharaja Group were nominated for the coveted award. They were Sumit Kumar, CEO of PE Plus, Chandana Surya Bandara, Channel Head Sirasa TV, Yasarat Kamal Siri, Director General Manager News First, Kingsley Watnaika, Channel Head Sirasa FM, and Nalaka Sinuratna, Group Finance Director.
The winner is Chandana.
It was Channel Head of Sirasa TV, Chandana Surya Bandara, who was elected as the Executive of the Year 2014-2015 of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited.
I had a dream to become the channel head of Sirasa TV, a dream I did not tell anyone. It is a great thing to become an executive of such a massive organization, and the dream of becoming the best executive among all those executives is far greater. As I had a dream of becoming channel head, this too was my dream, and today I achieved it.
Moving on to more local news, former leader of the JVP, Somawangsa Amarasinghe, commenced a fast this morning at Independence Square.
The former leader of the JVP, commencing the fast, said the details of a conspiracy that is said to have taken place on the 8th of January when the results of the presidential election be released.
We were watching closely from the 9th of January. There were 3 attempts on the life of the president. Is he waiting for the 4th attempt? Is he waiting for the conspirators to achieve victory or to defeat them? What we say is that they need to be defeated. Do not let them gain power through conspiracies. Security needs to be made proper. The way we see it, even unidentified persons can move towards the president with a gun. This is shameful. Therefore, law and order needs to be protected. This initiative is to urge that that takes place.
Somawangsa Amarasinghe, who concluded his fast this afternoon, said that this is the first feat of a series of hunger strikes.
On to other news, the death toll in the massive earthquake which struck Nepal on Saturday has passed 6,000 and many thousands are still unaccounted for. 5 days have passed since Nepal suffered a magnitude 7.8 earthquake and rescue teams are still discovering trapped victims alive in the rubble.
The massive quake shook Nepal's capital Kathmandu Valley on Saturday, devastating the region, and 2 survivors trapped under the rubble of a collapsed building were pulled out by rescue teams today. One of them was a 15-year-old teenager. Elsewhere, a woman was pulled from a collapsed block where she had been trapped alongside 3 bodies. Rescue workers from 5 different countries worked tirelessly for 8 hours to rescue her.
He's entrapped by a little piece.
Commanding officer of the 53rd Division of the Sri Lanka Army, Major General Maithrudaya, said that the donations received for the Sri Lanka for Nepal humanitarian operation conducted by the Newsfirst.lk TV and Shakti TV were distributed among the victimized citizens of Nepal. The Disaster Management Centre noted that steps have been prepared to deploy another stock of collected donations for Nepal to be sent out tomorrow. For the past 2 to 3 days, Samaritans came forward to make donations. The numbers were more than what we expected. We've received the continuous support of the Sirasa Media Network. We also need to thank the people of Sri Lanka as a whole. Goods will be sent to Nepal. Over the past 2 days, goods were sent to Nepal via a Sri Lankan aircraft. Tomorrow, another batch will be carried aboard flight UL-130. 13 metric tons of goods will be sent on the flight.
Well, today marks International Workers' Day, more commonly known as May Day. But the 1st of May will also be remembered for a few other significant events. Let's take a look at them in Today in History.
First of May 1993. Dingiribanda Vijayatunga became President of Sri Lanka automatically after R. Premadasa was killed in an LTTE bomb explosion. Vijayatunga was born to a middle-class Sinhala Buddhist family living on the outskirts of the then Udunuwara parliamentary seat in the Kandy district of the central province of Sri Lanka. On completion of his secondary education at St. Andrews College, Gampola, he joined the cooperative department as an inspector. D.B. Vijayatunga was the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka from the 3rd of March 1989 to the 7th of May 1993 and the Governor of the Northwestern Province of Sri Lanka from 1988 to 1989.
Farmers who cultivated imported big onion seeds for the Yalla harvesting season say that their cultivations are at the risk of being destroyed. The Office of the Assistant Director of Agriculture in Dambulla says that this issue can be attributed to the fact that imported big onion seeds do not adapt to the country's weather or climate situation.
Cultivating and planting big onion seeds for the Yalla season is at its final stages. However, farmers are facing a situation where their cultivations are at a risk of being destroyed, shattering many hopes. There are farmers who laid 20 to 30 kilos of plots, but they do not consist even 20% of good plants. They do get planted, but they do not develop, they get destroyed. There is no way of growing onions in the future. The time we have to plot is not enough now. We have laid big onion plots at the right time now, but when is it the time to cultivate? There is nothing that can be done.
Imported seeds are not the same as the ones grown domestically. These definitely do not have the endurance to fight various diseases, which is why we urge that domestically grown big onion seeds be cultivated.
However, farmers point out that 3 kilos of imported seeds can be purchased for the price of a kilo of domestically grown big onion seeds.
We cannot purchase domestic big onion seeds and plot them because they cost 16 to 17,000 rupees. We can only earn a better income if we cultivate imported seeds.
The seed bed, when laying, these plots must be raised a bit higher from the earth to avoid diseases. Since there is more rain this time around, the seed bed must be raised by at least 8 inches. Moreover, the width of the drains must be broadened by around 18 inches, but it is usually around 12. Also, it will be good if the use of carbonic fertilizer is minimized when laying out these plots.
And that is a wrap of our Friday edition of News First Primetime News. It was an absolute pleasure having you with us. For the News First team, I am Shahin Drangpati.
And I'm Katharina Chang. Have a lovely evening ahead.